Highway patrol leaders and the public gave their opinions on the 2011 merger of Highway Patrol and Water Patrol.
The merger of the two patrols was in an effort to save money, save the state money, that is. And today's hearing comes 5 months after 20-year-old Brandon Ellingson drowned while in handcuffs and in patrol custody. The trooper says he didn't have adequate training to be on the water.
ABC 17's Heather Horrigan was at Osage Beach City Hall for the hearing today. And Heather, in just the last half hour, you got your hands on an important document.
Yes, Joey, a big development in this story. Here I have an email sent from Lieutenant Clardy to sergeants to sign off on some road officers saying they have demonstrated a reasonable level of competence in Donzi navigation on the waters of the Lake of the Ozarks. Donzis are the type of water patrol boat used. The email went on to say, quite frankly, this limited group of officers gives me no concern on judgment, interaction, enforcement, etc. I just spoke with Ellingson's lawyer, Matt Bowles, who tells me this email alone shows Lieutenant Clardy knew there was no actual training happening for road officers that were part-time on the water, something brought up on October 1st at the first hearing on the merger. Today, there was more discussion about training or lack thereof for Water Patrol officers. At the first hearing on October 1st, Sergeant Randy Henry brought to the committee's attention the lack of Water Patrol training. He even mentioned some part-time Marine troopers never even passed a swimming test. Today he took the stand, but this time not in uniform.
On October 2nd, I was advised by the Highway Patrol's legal counsel that when I'm on state time, I represent them and required to support their views. I am here today on my own time.
He went on to say he was not allowed to answer questions directly related to Ellingson's death, but said this.
While it's obvious that the training occurred before May 31st, 2014 was deficient, it should not be an excuse for poor judgment or reckless negligent operation.
Lieutenant Dave Wall, who was with Water Patrol for more than 30 years, says he feels water training now is inadequate and not a top priority.
Unless we reach some common ground on how marine enforcement will be managed and give it the importance it deserves in this state, the incidents we've seen in the past 4 years, in my opinion, will undoubtedly continue.
Something Brandon Ellingson's father, Craig, and those protesting are fighting to change. He tells me it's clear the merger isn't working.
I think it was not a success if you base it on monetary funding and training. I mean, their training is not very transparent.
Committee Chair Diane Franklin tells me more training will be on the written recommendation to the Speaker of the House.
I think everyone agrees that you must have the level of swimming training that the Water Patrol had.
Franklin also tells me there will be 3 more hearings around the state about the merger. The next one will be November 5th in Jefferson City. 2 others will be held in St. Joseph and somewhere in southwest Missouri. She says the committee hopes to make its written recommendation in December.
Heather, thank you. Brandon Ellingson's father tells us he is still pursuing a civil lawsuit.